Hey, were you at the mall yesterday?
Oh yeah, I was picking up those chips you wanted.
Were you dressed properly?
I'm not sure what you mean by properly, but I was wearing what I always wear. Same as what I wear to work.
What? Don't you just wear regular clothes to work?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. You never know who's gonna see you or where. Whenever you go out where there's lots of people, I want you to be dressed nicely. Were you wearing makeup?
Yeah, I was wearing makeup. Why? What's up?
My coworker told me he saw you.
Okay. The one who came to our wedding?
That's the one.
What did he say?
He said you were beautiful as always, but I thought there was a hint of flattery in his voice.
Oh, well, I guess I can't argue with that.
You were young and beautiful back when we got married. You didn't have any bad angles. But these days, your age is starting to show.
My age? I guess my skin isn't what it used to be. But I really don't think you need to say it like that.
Sure, even now, I think you're still the most beautiful woman in the room wherever we go. That's why I married you. But you're not as young as you used to be. When you go out, could you try to make sure you're always looking fashionable? You always should look classy.
It's not like my clothes have holes in them or anything. I have no intention of going out looking bad.
That's not what I mean. I mean, you need to keep up your feminine allure. I mean, you haven't got your hair or nails done recently. You haven't bought any new clothes recently either. Why aren't you keeping up with this stuff? As a high school dropout, you really only have your looks going for you.
It's not like I dropped out because I wanted to. You know my grades in high school were pretty good.
But in the end, you still dropped out. People haven't even finished school are, well, can you really even call them adults? Do you know how lucky you are? You were still able to find someone and get married because of your great looks. You should really be grateful to your birth parents for giving you them genes.
Hey, cut it out. You know I hate my birth parents. It's because of them that I couldn't finish high school. They threw me out of the house. As far as I'm concerned, the Johnsons are my real parents.
That Johnson guy walked you down the aisle, right? Guy who runs that dingy gym. If we're being honest, you probably have your looks to thank for him taking you in as well. If you were ugly, you can bet he wouldn't have given you the time of day.
Don't talk about him like that. He took me off the streets.
Anyway, forget about your past. My point is that your face is what has allowed you to get where you are today.
That's not true.
At any rate, the best thing for you is to keep working on your appearance, since you've got nothing going on upstairs. If you turn into just a regular old woman, then what value do you bring?
Don't I have value in just being me?
What do you mean? I'm telling you, there's value in just having your looks. Oh, do you mean like what's on the inside or something? If that's the case, you're really barking up the wrong tree.
What?
Looks are everything for a woman. Taking care of housework is a given. Even uggos can do that. And things like having a good personality or being smart don't really change how people look at women. Anyway, I know it's difficult for you to understand since you didn't finish school, but what I'm trying to say is that you're really lucky that you're so beautiful.
I don't think that's true.
Well, by virtue of being a woman, you wouldn't understand. But that's the reality of things. So if you want me to keep you around, you should work hard at keeping up your appearance.
What time you coming home? It's been 3 hours since you left to take that woman home.
Maybe 2 more hours?
What are you doing?
Does it matter?
Of course it matters. And I need to ask you a few questions about that anyway. Like, first of all, why was there a strange woman at our place? Do you know how surprised I was to come home from work and find the two of you just eating dinner like it was nothing? I thought I was at the wrong apartment for a second.
I told you she's just someone from my department.
Yeah, but why was she at our place? You didn't even have work today.
She said her stove only has one burner. I guess that makes it really hard for her to do her meal prep for the week, so I told her she could use our stove. It's not like you're using it when you're at work. What's the problem with her using it when you don't need it? Anyway, it's your own fault for coming home early.
How is it my fault? It's your fault for not telling me before.
What? It's my apartment. I can invite over anyone I want.
We're married, so it's my apartment too.
I'm the one paying rent. You have something to say?
Well, of course I have something to say. What am I supposed to think when you have a woman over to our place without telling me? It didn't look like that was just a normal dinner with the boss. She was all over you. Do you really mean to tell me you're just co-workers?
Blah, blah, blah. What? What are you trying to say?
I think it's pretty clear. There's something going on between the two of you.
And what if there is?
Huh?
This is getting tiring, so let's just cut to the chase. That was my girlfriend. You happy? Stop beating around the bush.
I don't understand. What do you mean that's your girlfriend? We're married.
And? Just because I'm married to you, that means I can't have a girlfriend?
That's exactly what it means. That's called infidelity.
What of it? You want to divorce me?
What am I supposed to say when you put me on the spot like this? Well, yeah, I guess so. There's really nothing else to do. That's what you want, isn't it?
I don't care either way. I would still classify you as beautiful for the time being.
Even though you're always putting me down, I thought that you still had some feelings for me. You were so kind when we were dating, and when we first got married. But I guess it was all just an act. You never really liked me, did you?
The reason I was so nice was because you were so beautiful. I had to be nice to get you to fall for me. And because you were so beautiful, there was value in having you around. It was a fair trade.
I see. I'm finally seeing how stupid I've been.
Well, you never finished school, so what do you really expect? Even though you finally realize that you're not good enough, it's too late now. I told you before. When your looks fade and you're just another old woman, you're gonna have to take a hike.
And that's why you've got a new girlfriend?
Exactly. You've been getting pretty tedious, and you've had a mouth on you lately, too. That purity that you used to have when we first met seems to be all spent up. I guess women like you have a short expiration date. I've realized that early 20s really is the peak.
There's no other way to think about it, huh?
Anyway, if you're willing to reflect on things and work hard to please me with every last ounce of your youth, I'm willing to put a pin in this for now. After all, if I tell you to just pack up and get out, you don't really have anywhere to go, do you?
I guess that's true.
You know, women have to spend their lives just doing what men tell them to. If they don't, there's no way for them to survive. So if you want to stay in my apartment, I don't want to hear any more back talk from you. If you cross me one more time, I don't even know what will happen to you. You understand?
I understand.
There, that's the spirit. If you just do what I say like a good girl, everything'll be fine. Hey, your shift finished at noon today, right? Hurry up, get home and cook dinner. You know I don't like doing anything on my days off.
Dane, I passed.
Huh? Past what?
The paralegal certification.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible. You must have been scammed or something. I've taken the test I don't know how many times now, and I haven't been able to pass it. If I can't pass it even after finishing college, there's no way that a high school dropout can manage it.
I thought that you would finally approve of me if I could do it, so I've been studying real hard. It's taken 4 years, but I've finally passed. So please stop calling me stupid, okay?
Are you serious right now?
I'm serious. I just checked the results online. They'll mail the certificate a bit later.
I see. That's it, I've had it. As soon as you get home, you are in for it.
What?
You're unbelievable, woman. Sneak around behind my back. Not only that, but aiming for the test that I failed just to spite me. Oh, I'm gonna whoop you.
Only study books we have at the apartment are the ones for the paralegal exam. I wanted to spend as little money as possible. And I thought if I could pass that, you would stop looking down on me. I thought it would be a good way to get some of your approval.
Woman, you have lost your mind. Hurry up and get home. I'm gonna make sure you never step out of line again.
Let's be honest. You get annoyed no matter what I do.
That's enough out of you. I told you if you ever crossed me again, I don't know what I would do. I just told you that. I've decided I'm going to beat that beautiful face until you're ugly.
Oh yeah? You think you can take me?
What? What do you think you're saying to me?
I told you before. The place that took me in when my parents tossed me out was a gym.
That cruddy old boxing gym. The one the guy who took you in runs.
That's the one. I learned some basics while I was there. If you raise a finger against me, I can defend myself.
No problem. You do whatever you can. But there's no way a woman can match a man in terms of strength. So I wouldn't get too cocky.
Got it. I've had it as well. I don't want to live my whole life being looked down on by you. I'm serious.
Ashley, where are you? All your stuff was gone when I got home.
Does it really matter where I am? We're getting divorced after all.
Are you with that Johnson guy by any chance? I have to talk to you about something, so I'm heading over.
Don't bother. You probably just want to try and find a way to avoid going to court about hitting me, right?
About that. Of the two of us, I think I came out of that scrap the most busted up. So why are you pressing charges against me? You say it was self-defense, but you broke my nose. It's gonna take 2 weeks to heal.
Then why don't you try and tell the police that it was me who beat you? If you can. But then, I have video evidence that all I did was act in self-defense. Everything I did was completely legal.
First of all, just happening to have video evidence is totally impossible. You're at fault for coming home knowing that I was in a state and would hit you.
I had no way to know if you would actually do it. Yeah, I was just all talk. But on the off chance you actually tried something, I decided to film things just in case. And I have to protect myself. Being just a weak woman after all.
You're not weak at all. And I'm sorry for hitting you. That was wrong of me. But you were in the wrong too, don't you think? Going out of your way just to pass that test because I kept failing.
But we already had all the books and study material at the house. In the beginning, all I wanted was your approval. I wanted you to acknowledge me for who I am on the inside. Stop making me feel ashamed of myself.
I acknowledge you, Ashley. You're smarter than I am. So are you satisfied? Will you drop the domestic violence charges against me? We'll do things how you want from now on.
I want to live my life the way I want to from now on, with or without your approval. My eyes are finally open.
What do you mean your eyes are open?
It's been really rough on me all this time, having you treat me like I'm stupid just 'cause I didn't finish school. But even though you made fun of me, I thought it couldn't really be helped. 'Cause despite that, you still love me and still married me.
I love you.
But just my looks, right? You had no interest in who I was inside. While we were dating and when we were first married, you said so many nice things about my personality, but it was all just talk. It was all a lie.
Relationships change after people get married. Honeymoon period can't go on forever.
I know that, and I acknowledge that I really was stupid for believing all your sweet talk back then. But you started looking down on me more and more until everything that wasn't my appearance was just garbage. You called me worthless and other terrible things more times than I could even remember. This isn't about the honeymoon period. You just never cared about anything but my looks from the very beginning. Once your looks fade, I'm gonna tell you to take a hike. Who do you think you are?
Let's just tell men look at women. Can't be helped.
And so cheating is okay? Just because I'm getting older, maybe my looks are starting to fade, and I'm starting to stand up for myself? That makes it okay to fool around outside of the marriage? That's crazy. Do you really hate women that much?
Please listen to me, Ashley. But Ashley, I acknowledge that you're better than other women. That should give you some confidence. And yeah, you're getting older, and your best years are behind you. But you are top of the class for your age.
See, that's not really what I'm talking about. What I've realized is that the two of us will never see eye to eye. So as for the divorce and the domestic violence charges, I'd like you to talk about all of that with my lawyer from now on. This is the last time we're going to talk privately.
About the divorce? I want to talk to you about that. I've realized that I want to stay together. I mean, it's not every day you find a beautiful high school dropout who has a paralegal certificate.
The thing is, I don't want to stay together. Regardless of where my stock is in your book. You look down on me all the time, cheated on me, even went so far as to hit me. I think anyone would agree that this situation is beyond fixing.
Hey, I'm telling you that I'm willing to continue the marriage. You should be happy.
Do you really not realize how terrible things were with you? All I did was massage your fragile ego, all while putting up with your abuse. I don't want to keep working hard just to try and earn a little bit of your approval. I've finally realized just how much of my life I've wasted doing that.
You had a comfortable life with me. You didn't want for anything.
A comfortable life? Even though you wouldn't give me any money to replace or change anything I didn't like. I had to get a part-time job because you wouldn't even give me enough money to go out to lunch. Life with you is hard however you look at it, financially, mentally, or physically.
Maybe if you didn't always backtalk me.
Women aren't on this earth just to do whatever men say. And we aren't centerpieces. You just want an accessory to make all your friends jealous. That's the only way you can think, 'cause you are small and you have no self-worth.
What? I went to a pretty good college. And I make more than average for my age.
Yeah, but you're not as smart as me. You went to college, but what good has that done you? I'd say your stock is pretty middling.
Don't get carried away just 'cause you passed a test.
Yeah, you made me like this. This is the result of endless tyranny.
All right, I get it. I'll agree to the divorce. So please drop the domestic violence charges. I'm the one who got injured after all.
You don't have any choice about splitting the property. And just as with any divorce, you're going to pay alimony as well. And no, I won't be dropping the charges.
Ashley, we've lived together for 5 years. Don't you have any feelings? If you don't drop the charges, I could be arrested.
I hope you do get arrested. And if I don't have feelings, it must mean I'm the same as you. Was it fun tormenting me these past 5 years?
Ashley, please. Outside of your looks, one of your best features is how kind you are. I really do understand you. I've seen that kindness.
It's way too late for you to say anything now. We both know you've never seen anything beside my looks. You're ugly inside and out. You bring nothing to the table. And you're cheap to boot. Even though you made fun of me constantly, you're dumber and weaker than I am. Where's your value? After that, Dan and I got divorced. I was awarded alimony, and I got half of everything. He was also arrested for hitting me, but because it was his first offense, he didn't end up doing any real jail time. He got off with a fine and a restraining order. But I imagine having the arrest on his record has still made his life a bit more difficult. He also had to take time off work while he was being processed by the police. So his company found out about the details of his arrest. Turns out he'd been giving women in his office a hard time if he didn't like their looks. Though they'd been putting up with it till then, hearing about the arrest gave them the courage to come forward with their stories. I heard that between the arrest and the in-house complaints, his company decided to fire him. Mr. Johnson, who took me in once already, when I had nowhere else to go, let me stay with him again while I got everything sorted out for my future. I start my job as paralegal next month. Not having a high school diploma did make things a bit difficult, but luckily a private law firm heard my story and decided to give me a chance. I want to live happily from now on, for all the kind people who have helped me out, and for myself. With hard work and without ever forgetting about my inner beauty, it's time to start a new life.